Magandang araw! Welcome na naman sa isang episode muli ng Health Justice Talks. At ngayon naman, pag-uusapan natin ang epekto sa kalusugan ng paggamit ng tobacco at vape. Ano ba ang panganib na dala ng smoking and vaping sa mga gumagamit nito, lalo na kabataan? Kaya ngayong episode na to, kasama natin si Dr. Daniel Tan, isang pulmonologist at syempre ang chairman ng Health Justice Philippines. Hi Doc, thank you for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you Pat for inviting me.
Yes. Doc, before anything else, gaano katagal na po ba kayong physician and why pulmonology ang specialization na napili nyo?
41 years ang practice ko sa chest medicine. Ibig sabihin tungkol sa ubo, plema, hingal, kung ano namang sakit na ang pinanggalingan ay hinga at sa baga, yun ang linya ko. At because of that, nagkaroon ako ng ibang paningin tungkol sa itong bisyong pag-usapan natin.
Okay. And ano po ba yung napili nyo din bang maging advocacy na rin yung tobacco control?
Alam mo, napaka-natural na imposible na isang doktor, hindi kailangan ng pulmonary na doktor, yung sa baga. Isang doktor, kapag nakita mo yung pasyente ngayon namatay na, natural sa death certificate, cause of death. Ang unang isipin ko, ba't di siya makahinga? Anong nangyari? Kailan nag-umpisa? Ba't ginawa ng lahat at namatay rin? Ang dami kong nakakita. After na namatay sila, dahil sa sigarilyo. So kung ako yung doktor, kakareseta lang, and then napansin ko hindi nila mapigilan yung addiction, parang may kulang eh. Kailangan lahat. Kasama ko doon, ma-involve sa tobacco control. Doon ako nag-umpisa na hindi pwedeng sa tinatawag naming comfort zone ng clinic. Ubo, reseta sa ubo. Hingal, itong reseta sa hingal. Kundi, bakit walang katapusan ng ubo at hingal? Ano pang magagawa ko? Then I found out, my golly, addiction sa nicotine. And then gagamutin ko yung endpoint ng addiction na kompromiso na yung function ng tawag, yung kalusugan ng tao. Why not start from the beginning? Then I found out yung addiction pala, ang hirap gamutin. At namamatay sila sa komplikasyon ng bisyong yun eh. So I said, no, I have to do something. I have to say something. Pero yung time na yun, wala pang nagvo-vocal eh. Tungkol sa issue na yan eh. Ang masakit dyan, meron akong na-discover pa, halos lahat ng na-interview kong mga smoker na may sakit na, ang tawag namin irreversible na, nag-umpisa silang smoking during childhood eh. Then ang question ko, bakit gagamutin ko sila yung ngayon na wala ng pag-asa? Why should I not address yung mga anak, yung apo natin? Doon nag-umpisa eh. So then I said, there should be no doctors only diagnosing sakit, prescribing ng gamot, yung reseta lang. Kung hindi, i-address natin ng root cause ng addiction, hindi lang sa pasyente, kundi addiction, ng government sa tax. Addiction ng advertiser, mga social media na nagpo-promote directly na indirectly na mukhang pwede. Parang very subtle pero very powerful. I would use the bad word. Na di-deceive ang mga kabataan natin. Ano bang talagang tama? Anong hindi tama? Yung addiction ng mga middleman nagbebenta ng sigarilyo. Puro excuse nakikita ko yung excuse na sila naman ang di-decide Sila ang gustong mag-purchase ng sigarilyo Silang may gusto ng vape Alam ko na. Somebody is earning from promoting the environment ng tinatawag namin acceptability. normalization ng bisyo. Sa totoo lang, natutuwa ko pati. Lahat ng may sakit sa amin pupunta eh. Yun ang hanap buhay namin eh. Pero hindi eh. Iba. Nakakaawa. Nakakaawa. Later, kung may time lang, isa-share ko sa inyo, anong ibig sabihin ng harm? Hindi lahat physical harm eh. Isa-share ko sa inyo mamaya. Kung may time tayo.
Pero Doc, how did you get involved with health justice naman?
Yun na nga. Hindi nag-umpisa sa akin. Nakatanim na sa akin na I have to do something. Pero hindi ko alam kung saan ako mamaneuver eh. Tsaka yung organisasyon namin sa Chess Society, puro convention ng convention, how to treat eh. Hindi yung how to prevent eh. And then one time, may isang grupong 5 young attorneys, abogado. Kinasuhan nilang Philip Morris. Yung sinasabi nilang double standard. Anong double standard? Tama, pinakita sa akin eh. Doc, nakita mo itong advertisement ng Marlboro Man? Sabi ko, oo, parehong-pareho ah. Doc, tingnan mo itong Marlboro Man nakasakay sa kabayo. Ito rin no? Pero ito sa Amerika, may health warnings. Sabi, Pilipinas, wala. Kakasuhin namin. When they filed the case, kailangan pala ng expert opinion. Na totoo ba nakakasama yung smoking sa Pilipino? Doon kami nakapasok na. Yes, we will help. And then at the same time, may isang grupong mga abogado na kilalang-kilala din itong 5 young lawyers na taga-UP. Wow, yung malayong paningin nila eh. Sabi, we should organize a group called Health Justice. Hindi dapat lahat ng batas ay tungkol sa how to promote business. Kasama palang business, selling tobacco eh. We should now promote sa batas yung kalusugan ng Pilipino. Swak na swak. Sabi ko, I have found my place.
Okay. So ngayon, Doc, sa ilang taon nyo na pagpapractice ng medicine at sa pagiging involved nyo sa advocacy, ano yung mga nakita nyo na impact talaga sa health ang smoking, tobacco, and vape products?
Ito hindi pa nang pinag-usapan. Puro, magkakaroon ka ng cancer. No. Ang harmful effect ng smoking lang muna, is addiction. Nobody talks about addiction. Nobody says addiction is a sickness and a mental disorder. Nasa textbook ng medicine. Ang tawag namin sa textbook, Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Disorder, Addiction. So meron tayong specialty na tinutulungan namin mga taong may addiction. May psychiatric problem, may mental problem, may stressful problem. Kasama palang addiction. At saka yung definition ng addiction is, alam mo ng masama, hindi mo mapigilan eh. So sabi ko, wow, ano bang talagang problema ng smoking? Nobody said it was about addiction. The bottom line, you go from smoking ng tobacco into vaping, it's all about addiction. Baliktarin ko Pat. Tanggalin mo ng nicotine sa tobacco, tanggalin mo ng nicotine sa vape, walang bibili ng produktong yan. As simple as that. I-dare ko ng industriya. Benta mo ng vape na walang nicotine. Sinong maninigarilyo? Wala. Yan ang masakit sa akin. Kasi sa amin ang baksak ng mga may sakit. Yung sakit ng walang katapusan. Marami pang ibang definition ng harm at sakit. I can elaborate later.
And ito nga, Doc, yung mga vape, mas lalo pang nagiging popular lalo na sa youth, sa young people dahil may iba-ibang shape, design, flavors.
Tama yun.
Pero meron po kasing mga paniniwala, meron silang mga pinapaniwalaan na myth na it is less harmful ang vape daw. Would you say the same, Doc?
Okay, so let's go back first. There's no nicotine, there will be no vaping. Simple? Yeah. Ang problem ng mga kabataan is this. They don't know how much ang pod ang solusyon, how much nicotine ay nasa loob. Kung bibili ako ng sasakyan, alam ko na kung anong make ng makina, gaanong tuli ng takbo ng kotse, alam ko na the brake will work, na hindi kasama ng advantage ng, let's say, yung sasakyan, kasama ng safety. Tungkol sa sigarilyo at vape, walang nakakaalam gaanong dami ng lason at nicotine sa loob ng produkto. In other words, kung nakasakit, na aksidente ako dahil sa manufacturer's error, sinong mananagot yan? Pero bakit kung nakasakit ako dahil sa nicotine na hindi ko kayang pigilan yon? Sinong dapat managot?
Sisisi sa
No,
user.
tulungan mo ako. Sinong dapat managot dyan? Is it the industry na alam din nila anong nilalagay nila sa loob? Or is it, sana hindi, the legislators who promotes or pinahinan yung batas para maging available ang produkto na madaling mabili ng mga kabataan natin. The point is, why am I allowed to let a product that hurts and kill you and get sick prematurely to be purchased without knowing how harmful it is? Tama? Why? And then sa amin na naman baksak at iiyak sa amin. Bakit? Iba-ibang klaseng sakit sa sigarilyo. Galing sa vape. If you want, I can elaborate that again. What are these sickness?
Go ahead, Doc. Ano ba
Okay,
yung mga
so,
sickness na yan?
example.
Oo.
Ang number one effect ng nicotine, whether ang pinanggalingan niya ay sa usok ng sigarilyo o sa vape, ay sa ugat ng katawan. I'll define it. Anong effect? Ang ugat ay magiging makunat. Ang dugo ay magiging malapot. Kapag nagiging makunat at malapot ang dugo, aangat ang presyon. May alta presyon na. And then, when it narrows down, over the years, babara na siya. Doon nakikita namin, pagkabagsak sa amin na hindi na makahinga, naninikip ang dibdib, nasa emergency room na. Hindi kahapon na nangyari dahil kahapon na umpisa ng chest pain Taon ng bisyo. Sino mananagot yan? Yung asawa kasi pinayagan niyang bumili. Siya pang mismo nang bibili ng sigarilyo sa husband Pinapabili pa niya sa apo No. The point is, alam ba ng consumer gaanong deadly ang produkto? Bakit hindi nila alam? Bakit nakatago sa kanila? Doon masakit sa akin. Ang kaharap ko, last stage ng disease path, last stage. And then nasa emergency room na. Automatic, alam na namin itong story, itong bisyo mo, cause and effect. Sandaling-sandali, kung ano-anong blood test, ECG, alam mo naman yon, di ba, sa emergency room. Kulang-kulang ng 10,000
Gastos.
And then, may realize ng pasyente at pamilya, ano namin bayaran ito? Sandali lang sa emergency room. They were never prepared for that. At sa totoo lang, hindi kami nag-charge sa service. They have to pay for the test na galing sa ospital. Hindi ka rin payagan ng umuwi na hindi mo mabayaran lahat. Hindi pa tapos, kailangan ma-confine. Itetest man tinatawag na 2D echo para makita kung mahina ba naman tibok ng puso. And then sasabihin ng dating ng cardiologist, Pat, tito mo ba yon? Alam mo, kailangan i-anjo-anjo. Alam mo na anjo. Yung i-x-ray ng ugat para malaman natin kung ilan ng ugat ang barang-bara. Kung alin dyan palulungan namin. Yung isang catheter lang palulungan ng ugat, more than 150,000.
Wow.
Kung tatlong ugat. And then sasabihin, hindi, mas murang mamatay na lang ako. And then, it sounds funny, Pat, but when you, at that point in time, alam mo, yun na ang pag-asa mo, where will you go? The question is, how could it happen? In some way, hindi na ako makakangiti. This is a series of consequences because ang approach ng doktor from childhood Ang approach ng school educational system, ang approach ng batas has never been emphasizing prevention. Kaya napakabigat ang burden ng healthcare sa atin. And we are taking care of this kind of patients na irreversible ang injury and damage. Serious ako dito because I see the pain and suffering. And then you will say, sorry, the only way na masasurvive siya is to prevent further ng worsening ng atake kasi kapag namatay ang muscle ng puso, hindi mo na mabawi ang puwersa ng tibok ng puso. It's the only way and it's just like telling me either that or I die. Now, put yourself in that situation. Ama mo, no time to regret. You will only do everything to save. But I have no money. People who can afford it, including may mga kilala ko, mga legislators, they go abroad for the treatment. In fact, we have all the available expertise. But they are just as much a victim of the same bisyo. Nakakaawa. You can be the best policymaker, the best legislators, but you will fall into the same situation of being a victim ng bisyo that could have prevented when you were young. And I will say, sayang naman ang talent mo. Sayang naman ang dedication mo para sa bansa natin. Am I right pa? Look at that. Then nakikita ko kapag nakasakit ka, nasa hospital ka, nasa ICU ka, everybody's the same. Everybody's the same. I think you understand that. The suffering is the same. Ang kaharap namin, the hardest part ng practice namin, Pat, is not to know what the disease is all about. It's how to tell the wife, anong chance ng survival It's not about how much they will spend. Marami naman kami kaya You can only do so much. Hindi rin lahat guaranteed makaka-recover. So I tell you, masakit sa akin, Pat. Ang practice ko, it's not all about me being successful. Ay, kilala ka, Dok. Hindi. It's the day-to-day suffering. And majority, ang dami nila, lalo sa baga, smoking, vaping. And then we're allowing it to be more popular, more acceptable.
Ano bang ingredient, Dok, sa vaping na nagkakos din ng kakaibang impact sa lungs ng mga kabataan, mga users?
Marami yan. Ang ingredient, number 1 is still nicotine. Number 2, meron din mga non-nicotine products, mga chemicals na nagpapangkunat at tigas ng ugat, nagpapalapot ng dugo. Para kahit na masikip na, sana kung malabnaw, makakapasok din, di ba? Pero yung mismong vape, napapalapot. So, hindi na sila makakadaan, atake na ito. Hindi lang puso yon. Yun din sa utak. Stroke. Stroke ang resulta. Anong effect ng resulta ng stroke? yung isang tao na guwapo, decente, presentable, naging ganyan. And then, kung talagang full-blown stroke, alam din ng mga women who take care of their men. Yung burden of care. Yung hindi ko na makontrol ng urination ko. Yung parang biglang dahil sa stroke, nawala ng dignity. Siya ba yung legislator na kilala? Parang sayang ba? Whether we are legislators or people up there, we should be a role model. We should not allow ourselves to be used by the industry to promote their interest and the profit of their stocks. Because that will be at the expense of the current Filipino generation and the generations of Filipino to come. Saka sa totoo lang, Pata, na-identify na rin namin based on the available journals and literature. May carcinogens na Ang ibig sabihin carcinogens, cancer-causing chemicals. Alam ba ng consumer? Hindi. Meron pang nakitang internal document ng Philip Morris. Meron silang 56 potentially harmful substances sa loob ng heated tobacco. Alam ba ng consumer? Bakit tinatago nila yon? Sa medicine, na practice ng medicine part, no medicine will be allowed to be sold kahit na wala pang 10 taong nakaroon ng masamang side effect, i-withdraw nila sa market. Ito naman may harmful substance, hindi pa lahat na didiscover eh. Pwede na pala ibenta sa atin eh. Is that fair to Filipinos? So masakit sa akin eh, masakit.
So ano pong ma-recommend yung strategy, the most effective intervention to help smokers, vapers quit and others not to even start doing it?
Smokers taka vapers, may idea sila. May bad effect, pero hindi clear how bad is bad. You see? So parang nagbibigay sila ng excuse, if I don't feel it, it is not so bad. You see? But in reality, itong nicotine that keeps you addicted, yung bad, sa English, nag-accumulate, nag-iipon. Hindi katulad ng COVID, expose. Mamayang gabi, bukas, sa loob ng 1 linggo, puti na yung baga mo. Doon na matatakot ang tao kasi mabilis eh. Ang tawag niya dati itong epidemic, silent killer eh. So you have a false sense of security. Kung wala akong nararamdaman na masasama, pwede pa. Tsaka sila, hindi ako. Kawawa talaga. Kawawa itong mga biktima. So the question is, how do we now prevent? Well, let's begin with policymaker. Kasi madaling sabihin na, no, Pat? Let's protect the youth. Let's tell them it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. Ganyang generation, makikinig ba sa atin?
Tigas din ulo ng mga kabataan ngayon.
So the way I see it, to help prevent the worsening tinatawag na acceptability ng vape sa mga kabataan natin is to begin with the right policy in place. To create an environment that is not acceptable. So in other words, you say, how do we protect the youth? How do we protect the vulnerable pregnant women of passive smoking? Masama rin yun. Paano natin bigyan ng protection sa loob ng isang kwarto, isang pamilya na naninigarilyo si lolo at si tito? How do we prevent that? Yung policy making simply this, very easy. Are we regulating per unit sell ng vape na eksaktong how much ang concentration ng nicotine sa loob? Nobody knows. Kung bibili ako ng gasolina, pipili ako yung octane. I know what I'm buying. I know what I'm getting. Bakit sa vape? Di ko alam. Bakit? Basta okay nang ibenta, pero nobody say, what is inside? Why are we allowing products without the scrutiny of toxicology testing and long-term safety trials to assure na kung bibili ako, what I'm truly up against? Tahimik. Why, when it comes to Filipino, it's worth the sacrifice? Why should we be a victim of such a system that we then end up seeing the end point of disease and you say, who should be accountable, Pat? Who? Those who can afford the sickness? Oh, we can do it. We can go. We go abroad. We go to Singapore. What about the ordinary Filipino, Pat? Masakit sa akin.
Ang bigat po ng economic burden po talaga.
Masakit because to me, the suffering I'm seeing is very personal, Pat. Very personal. Kasi nafe-feel ko yung pain. Nakikita ko yung luha ng asawa sa labas ng kwarto. Pasensya lang, this cannot be a joke. this cannot be treated lightly. Kasi yung pinakamasamang consequence ng itong bisyo, baksak sa amin eh.
So, ang mensahe niyo po sa mga users and non-users na may binabalak?
It
Wag
all
nang
begins
ituloy.
with how not to start. All the policy has to begin with how not to have the youngest person be initiated into a lifetime ng addiction. We have to create that environment through policies. So that everything comes up. Marami eh. You should do this, you should do this. Sino bang nagpo-full time dyan? Wala. But when it is a law, the law that is non-compromising, is that a good word? O, paki-translate mga pat.
Non-compromise.
Ano ba yung in Tagalog? What is sorry, naipit ka. What is non-compromising, Pat?
I-google po natin.
Pero naintindihan ninyo, right?
Yes.
Na, pwede ba, expendable ba yung Pilipino? Tell me, expendable ba yung Pilipino?
Dapat yun.
Should the Filipino be sacrificed for the stockholders? For the benefit of a few? I would say no. If there's such a thing as a malasakit program, dapat malasakit tayo rin eh. In a situation like that eh. Why is it always the Filipino being sacrificed? And then using untruthful claim that it is less harm. When in fact, less harm does not mean no harm.
Yes. Harm reduction narrative.
There is no such thing as shifting the smoking to vaping when in fact it should be abstinence from nicotine. There's a difference again. Because as long as you continuously na walang abstinence, masisirang katawan eh. Sinong mananagot yan? Using an untruthful claim na less harm. Kawawang Filipino. I don't think Filipino deserve that. Filipinos deserve the truth.
How important is it, Doc, na lang to raise awareness? Kasi ang daming mga naniniwala sa mga sabi-sabi na harm reduction nga daw po.
Meron kaming isang slogan eh. Make every consultation count. That means every patient ay importante sa akin. Ang tingin ko, make every dead Filipino consequence of smoking and vaping count. Count as the motivation to say, as a Filipino, if I love my country, if I love the country through the promotion of health, it should be non-compromising. And that means for every family with the victim ng bisyo nito, they can make powerful statements, no more. Tama?
Tama.
Maghihintay pa ba ng batas? It's almost always compromised for somebody's interest. But who's going to discount the claim na matay ang asawa mo and say it's not true? Na it's not from smoking. Aba. So to me, every family who fell as a victim ng sigarilyo at vaping is a testimony that policymaker, legislators, educational system, trade agencies are in want of a radical change to the purity of intent where the health of the Filipino is far more important than anything else.
Very fundamental.
Because money cannot buy health. It's almost always too late.
That's why, Doc, we have health justice and we have health justice talks. Thank you very much, Doc. You're very passionate talaga. Ramdam po natin yung...
Masakit. Masakit talaga sa akin to see that. Off the record, when my patient died from smoking and vaping, I visit them sa funeraria. And then pagdating ko doon, nandiyan ang asawa, Dok, hindi siya nabuhay, di ba? Ba't nandito ka? Akala ko biniblame niya ako. Hindi. I said, no. When I see you as a victim of the industry, na-establish ko ng relationship sa'yo as a doctor to the family, as a friend ng pamilya, just as much na you are a victim of untruthful claims, a victim of addiction, a victim of wrong policy, I'm with you to correct that wrong. And I'm with you, kaya nandito rin ako sa wake ng asawa mo. And then we hug and say, I'm with you. Masakit sa'yo, mas masakit sa akin kasi alam ko lahat ng science about addiction eh.
And then, parang wala na tayong magagawa.
So I hope the listeners, you understand. Nothing personal against you, but it's very personal for me. For me. And thank you for...
Thank you
Ikaw
very much.
kasi, pinalabas mo itong mga issue eh. Hindi ko na mapigilan eh.
Thank you very much, Doc Daniel Tan, for giving us a lot of
Thank you.
insight. Very, very insightful discussion. Thank you very much, Doc. Once again, maraming salamat po sa pakikinig sa aming kwentuhan, usapan tungkol sa mga panganib ng vaping at smoking. So, sana lahat tayo maipasok din natin sa puso't isipan natin ang lahat ng mga ito para hindi na natin subukan at yung mga kabataan natin hindi na simulan ang ganitong klaseng bisyo. So maraming salamat. Please keep subscribing to our social media pages at hanggang sa susunod na episode ng Health Justice Talks.